Okay, good day everyone. Good afternoon po, Dean, and good afternoon po, classmates. I'm Ken Cedric Capulong, and my report is about emerging and integrating perspectives. So, perspective. We all know that perspective refers to the way of viewing different things. But in terms of business and management, multiple perspectives are taken into account so as to form a holistic vision for the company. So let's start with complexity perspective. The basic principles are number one is there is more than one possible future. So this is a very profound point. We are willing to accept the future, may it be too complicated to know. But the notion that the way the future may evolve is generally unknowable in principle fundamentally changes our notion of reality as being something that is unfixed and emergent. So the future does not yet exist. It is created and not merely discovered. Number two is tipping. So what is tipping? Organizations, economies, or other complex systems may tip into new forms with radically new characteristics. Some of these characteristics may not previously have existed. Such tipping may be triggered by small, seemingly unimportant events, or changes, and the new state may be different in kind from the old. Number three is the need for interconnectivity. In complexity theory, is systemic in perspective, lalo na sa pangatlong principle niya. So it asserts that organizations which allow diversity and encourage interconnectivity are more able to respond to changing environments than those which are too controlled and too finely honed around a single purpose. Indeed, it demonstrates that change and creativity can only occur if there is diversity. Number two, Number two is critical management perspective. So the basic principles, it provides an idealized picture of how organizations are or should be managed strategically. Number two, it aims at empowerment and excellence. So the critical management perspective has been developed in opposition to mainstream accounts of the strategic management. So from a critical perspective, mainstream, it provides an idealized, decontextualized, normative, and self-aggrandizing picture of how organizations are or should be and managed strategically. So an outcome of these failings when it comes in critical management, the mainstream perspectives abstract strategic management from the wider relations of inequality and power, of domination, exploitation, and subjection, in which knowledge is produced and where what passes for strategic management in organizations and in academic and consultancy texts is accomplished by privileging these particulars as the sole legitimate path to knowledge of strategic management. So the mainstream thinking effectively excludes or suppresses the claims of other conceptions and associated accounts of in the other field. So number three is the system perspective theory. So the basic principles is a system is a set of interrelated and interdependent parts arranged in such a way that produces a unified whole. And next is unorganized framework. Since it is a framework, it has a structure and it is systematic in nature. So the methods that are done in in this perspective are logical. So what are the contributions of a system theory? So number one is it provides conceptual framework for meaningful analysis and management of an organization. Number two is emphasis on interrelations, interdependence. Number three, it integrates various management theories by emphasizing on physical aspect, behavioral aspect, and environmental aspect. The limitations, what are the limitations of system theory? So it is too abstract and difficult to apply. It does not offer tools and techniques. It lacks methods for situational problems. Number four is the contingency perspective theory. Number one is there is no one best method in all different situations. So it simply means that the best method to solve a problem, it varies according to the situation. So it really focuses on situational factors. The different methods and techniques are utilized to address the present or the current situation. Next is that every organization is unique. So unlike the system perspective, every part in this perspective is unique in nature. So the four contingency variables is number one is organization size, the routineness of task technology, sorry. Number three is uncertainties in environment. Last is diversity. What are the contributions of the contingency theory? So one is encourages innovation in problem solving. Number two is revitalizes the use of new analytical, critical, and multidimensional techniques. Number three is it requires managers and authorities to be more sensitive and alert. The limitations of a contingency theory, one is ignores universally applicable principles. Number two, focuses only on situation and not on tools and resources. Number three is ignores human behavioral aspects. So that's all, Paul. Thank you so much.